So my name is Davey Peterson, and I am the second generation owner of the Bull Bush. It was originally built by my father and uncle back in 1971. So this is our 50th year, and now my brother and I run and own it. And I built the brewery in '96. We first started brewing beer in 1997, and we've been moving forward ever since. The building was built in 1971, and it's basically cement block construction, and then it's got cement. We got a cement twin T roof and twin T floors. So it's built kind of like a tornado bunker. But being that, it's also 1971 technology. So we have all of our HVAC units, for the most part, are on the roof. We just have one that's in the back. It's all forced air, natural gas heated. And because I know we've replaced them as we went along, extremely inefficient. But we've replaced them a little here and a little there to get some more efficiency. But we have 6 RTUs on the roof, as long as a huge walk-in cooler and a walk-in freezer for food, and then we have a separate walk-in cooler for our beer. For me, the relationship started with gas in 2014, and basically came to me, and I didn't see the downside. I mean, I don't have to follow the gas market. I get the best gas prices for natural gas, and that would be for the restaurant and the brewery, because we go through a lot of gas here as a small business, and it's been great because it's one less thing that I need to worry about running a business. With ConnectedControl, I can monitor everything. I can look at my phone where it doesn't matter where I'm at. It comes up all of my ETU units, and also I can look at my refrigeration, and at a moment, and also it sends me a warning if one of my units is either not running correctly or my cooler's starting to heat up, and it'll send me a text message kind of telling me that there's an issue with one of my units. I can also change the parameters of my heating and cooling, which is nice too, because then I can kind of dial it in on my phone, and I don't need to be on site to do that. The installation process was seamless. It was easy. A couple gentlemen came, and within a couple days they ran all the wires and all the connections, and you didn't even know they were here. ConnectedControl has impacted our business in a positive way, in the fact that it saves me money. It's easy to use. I use it from my phone. I can use it anywhere. What I've learned is back when we had the original system in each thermostat, because we have 5 thermostats, and I would notice too that they would kind of fight each other. One would be blowing hot and one would be blowing cold, so it makes it extremely inefficient. And this way, on your phone, when you open up, you can see if it's blowing hot or blowing cold, and you see where. And at that point, you're like, oh, they're fighting each other. So when you're doing that, you're like, I'm just wasting money. So now you can dial them all in, so they're all running together, and it runs a lot more efficient. So the ability to monitor the refrigerator and the freezer 24/7 from my phone has been a great relief too, because now I know that if something does go wrong in the middle of the night, which is usually what's going to happen in the middle of the night, I can call somebody in to have them come in to fix the refrigeration, the freezer, or the refrigerator, so we don't have any spoilage, because there's a lot of money that is sitting in those refrigerators and a lot of spoilage that you're just going to waste. Before we had ConnectedControl, we had the thermostats around the restaurant, and they were your basic programmable thermostats you have in your house. But what I found was they really weren't as efficient and as effective as what I have now with the ConnectedControl. When we had the thermostats around, they had those little lock boxes, and eventually those get lost, or the keys gets missing, and then the lock doesn't work and whatever, because the issue we had too is people, and It'd be their customers, or most of the time it was the staff. They would come over and constantly change it. So if it was too hot in a room, well, they would come over and they would turn it down to 64 degrees. Well, as we all know, it's never going to get 64 degrees in here, and what's going to happen is it's just going to freeze the unit up top. So eventually they're like, it's blowing hot, and I'll go upstairs and I'll look inside the RTU. I'm like, because there's a chunk of ice because somebody left it at 64 degrees and never switched it off. So it ran at 64 degrees all day. Our ConnectedControl unit sits in the back, and it's just a little touchpad, and it's great. But the staff can override it, but our parameters are only set for a couple degrees either way. So they can't full on change it down to 64 or 60 or however low it goes. They can only do it a couple degrees, which I have control of. I can make it, I can make the fluctuation, higher or lower than 2. I can make it 4 or 5. But it's nice because I can also see that that's been done on my phone, and there's also a time parameter. So when it does it, it automatically sets for a timer, and when that timer goes back off, it sets back to the normal parameters. So it won't stay on that temperature that's been adjusted. It'll revert back to the original set temperature that I had set. And it's been great because it's one less thing that I need to worry about running a business.